Hey, what's going on? It's James and welcome back to the channel. And today what I wanted to do is do a real in-depth training on how to make an extra $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month from your phone using our Ecom Boss system, or what you might know as organic dropshipping. Now, if you don't know me, I'm James Conti. I'm from Perth, Western Australia. And not only have I gone ahead and completely escaped the rat race myself by learning the skills of selling products online when I was 18 years old, I'm 24 now, but I've also over the last couple of years spent time training over 1,500 clients on the exact same process of selling products online. And out of all the different ways you can do that, the fastest, simplest, most reliable way to do it as a beginner here in 2024 going into 2025 is organic dropshipping. Put simply, organic dropshipping is the skill of selling simple products on apps that are likely already on your phone. So Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and Etsy. Now, the reason we use these as opposed to a Shopify store and spending all this money on ads is because when you do that, you have to take on a lot of responsibility of paying for your ads and paying for software and all the risk and emotion that goes into building a big brand, building a big store that for most clients who are beginners, they're just not ready for. Versus if you learn how to do organic dropshipping, you can go out there and start making sales, start making money every single day as a beginner without spending any money up front on advertising, any money up front on Shopify or any softwares like that. And most importantly, it's super fun. And so in today's video, what I wanted to do is break down how to get started on one platform. We're just going to do Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Etsy. These are other platforms that absolutely crush, and most of the stuff applies to those as well. I'll happily do a video on those two platforms in the future. We teach all of them to our clients, but Facebook Marketplace is the one we teach first. Facebook is free, Facebook is easy to use, and most importantly, we all have Facebook. There's a very, very slim chance that you're watching this right now and you don't have a Facebook account. So let's just go ahead and start there. So as we go through this, I want you to take a pen and paper, take some notes as I go through it, because you can take everything I'm talking about right here, right now, to go out there and start making an income from your phone doing this. So strap yourself in and let's go into how to make some money online with Facebook Marketplace. So the very first thing is, how do we go out there and find products? Before we can go out there and make listings and make sales, the very first thing is, how do we find products that are actually going to sell? Now, we help our clients at Ecom Boss, which is my coaching program, where we work with our clients one-on-one. We help them find those products. We review them. We give them products that are absolutely crushing right now, so they get a bit of a head start. But if you're starting right now and you just want to know what to look for in a product, the product should either solve a problem for the customer, have some sort of eye-catching wow factor to it, or just look like fun to buy and use. So when we look at a product, there's a million and one different niches you can go into, and there is no one magic niche or one magic type of product. We've got clients crushing it in all kinds of spaces: the baby space, the home decor space, the gaming space, the fitness space, the fishing space, the table space, the computing space, the dog space. It can go on forever. All the different spaces and niches work. For example, one of these products that I love is a product that basically acts as a pocket in between where you sit in your car and the slit between your car console, right, glove box, and the gap between the chair. Because what happens is, obviously, we drop our keys. We drop things down there. And so when we have to go there and we have to try to dig it out, it can become really tricky. But if you add a little pocket there, that solves the problem. If it falls, a little pocket, you take it out. No worries at all. That solves a problem. Something that may have some wow factor is something like in home decor. If someone see it and go, oh my God, that would look perfect for my kitchen. That looks gorgeous. I want to have that for my kitchen or my bathroom or my living room, or something that just looks fun to use. So for example, a fidget spinner. Why did that do so well? Why was that a winning product for so long? Well, it was a product that looked fun to use. You could have fun with it. It was engaging to look at, had the cool spinning designs, and that did really, really well. You don't have to have a product that matches all three. If it does, brilliant. But we're looking for something to match one or more of these criteria, and you're well on your way. Now, we don't have time to go into where to find these products now, but there's heaps of videos on my channel. We also help our clients do that. But those are the three things we're looking for in a product. Once you've got products that are matching those criteria, you can move on to the next step, which is finding a supplier on AliExpress. Now, if you're watching this and you're going, oh my God, I don't want to do AliExpress. I've heard bad things, that it take 8 months to deliver. Here's the thing. A lot of that stuff is a myth. Now, of course, there are some dodgy, crappy suppliers on AliExpress. Everywhere has some bad players. But the majority of the stories you hear about massively long shipping times and bad quality actually happened around COVID, when a lot of the delivery supply chains were all messed up, and you buy something on AliExpress, it would take 3 months to get to the customer. That doesn't really happen anymore. At least for us here in Australia, the majority of our clients are getting their products to their customers within 1 week, 1.5 weeks. It's not taking long at all. And as long as you know how to vet a supplier, which I'll show you how to do in a sec, you'll be able to find suppliers who can get the products to your customer extremely cheap, extremely quickly, while also maintaining a high quality of product so that everyone is happy. Now, what should you be looking for in a supplier? Well, once you've gone ahead, you've jumped on AliExpress, you've found a supplier page for the product you're looking to sell, the next thing is you want to look at the supplier page in general. You want to look at how long they've been in business. What are their star ratings? Do they have positive reviews across the majority, if not all, the products that they sell? And then for the product specifically that you're looking at selling, go to the reviews and look for photos. That's the big thing. Go to the reviews and look for the photo reviews, not just the written ones, because those will be faked. We want to see photos of the product, and you want to ask yourself, if I got that in the mail, does that look like what I'm seeing on the product photos, the product description? If it is, and you know you'd be happy with it, boom, you found your supplier. And as long as the cost for the product from the supplier is competitive, it's reasonable, and you can make your markup, which we'll cover in a second, you're going to be sweet. That's what we need to do with AliExpress, and we use AliExpress as well because we don't need to do any business deals beforehand. We don't have to buy a lot of products up front. We can go through AliExpress, order one product at a time. We're not married to the supplier. We can use it when we want to. We can leave when we want to, and it makes things simple because at the end of the day, we're doing this because we want to make money and be able to enjoy our lives, not build some big business conglomerate with 18 local suppliers we have to deal with every single day. It's just not what we're trying to build here. So use AliExpress, look for those things on your supplier page and the product page from the supplier, and you'll be set. Now, the next thing is, how do we price the product? What should we charge for the product? What should we price it at when we're selling it on these platforms? Now, what we teach all of our clients is we want to have at least a 3x markup on the cost. So, for example, if the supplier cost on AliExpress is $10, you're going to charge $30. That gives us a beautiful 66% profit margin. So that if you get a little fee from PayPal, if you're processing payments through PayPal, you're still generating a hell of a profit on every single sale. And whenever we have anybody come to us and say, my profit margins were awful on my sale, I look at the pricing and go, what did it cost? What did you charge? And they've got it wrong, okay? Make sure you're pricing it at that point and you're not gonna have any problems at all. You'll be making a profit, and because you're not spending any money on advertising, so you're not forking out any money up front, and you're only paying for the product after the customer's paid you, there's no point at ever should you be losing money because you're never fronting up your cash first. Charge the right amount, make sure you do it the way we teach you, and you'll be making a beautiful profit on every sale. Now, the next thing is creating a listing. So because we're not building a store and we're using online platforms like Marketplace, eBay, Etsy, we're making our sales through listings. We're listing on these platforms where the users can see it. They can go ahead and they can either reach out on Marketplace to ask if it's available, or on eBay and Etsy, they just do a direct purchase. Now, the real thing, outside of making sure your product is a banger, is making sure your listing is a banger. If you've got some sloppy, crappy looking listing, you're not gonna make sales. So you have to make sure that you do this right. Now, I'll be fully transparent. If you aren't doing this with us as a client of ours, this can be a little bit time consuming. Still worth it, but a little bit time consuming. With our clients, we have a beautiful AI tool, which we call Liz. And Liz is actually an AI tool that helps us take all this stuff and condense it into a one-click process that takes a few seconds to do. That's included with our membership, that's included in Ecom Boss, and it saves our clients so much time. They can just put products up like it's nothing. But here's what we look for in a listing. And if you want to go ahead and do it manually, you can do that as well. The first thing is you want to make sure you're using high quality images. And what you'll find is when you go to a supplier, you will find some really great looking photos and some not so good ones. You'll find the ones that are shot beautifully, that the product, you can see it in all of its glory and it looks great. And you also have the ones that are marked up, the Chinese font and the anagrams and the arrows pointing at stuff and go through every feature and benefit of the product. You don't want to post those ones. You want to post the ones that are professional. You just get rid of the other ones. You download those photos that are good and you put them up in your listing. That's the first thing. The next one ideally is that you can show the product in multiple lights. So if you can show a classic product photo, then maybe you have a photo as well of somebody using it. So for example, if you're selling a teeth whitening kit, you might have a photo of the device itself, but then the next photo might be of a beautiful girl actually using it and smiling. You can see the product in use. You want to ideally have multiple different photos showing in different lights, showing maybe a couple of colors, showing the product in use, showing the result of the product, whatever it may be. You want to have a bit of variety with the photos because when you have that in place, the customer can see the product and also go, oh, I see how that can be used. I want it. That's really, really key. When it comes to the naming, don't overcomplicate it. When you go on AliExpress, for example, you will see they have these 1,000-word long names for these products. You don't want to be doing that. You want 3, 4, 5, 6 words max that break down exactly what the product is, nothing more, nothing less. Simple, eye-catching, straight to the point, don't overcomplicate the naming, and you'll be fine there. And lastly is a description. Now again, our clients, they get AI tools that write all the stuff for them, instantly generated, but when we're looking at the description, all we want to do is give them the nuts and the bolts and the outcomes and the benefits, and that's it. So for example, if we're selling a teeth whitening kit, we want to point out it's a teeth whitening kit, here's the outcomes, get you a brighter smile, and here's what you need to know. It takes 5 seconds, it can pack in a suitcase, and here are the charging requirements. It has USB-C, works on these sorts of ports, blah, 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 and that is it. Now, the only thing outside of that you need to be aware of, outside of having a very simple description that highlights what it is, the benefits, any sort of logistical things that are important for the person to know, the only thing you need to know is that if you're selling on Facebook Marketplace, you're going to want to make sure that right at the top of that, you make a note that says, no pickup, delivery only. Obviously for eBay and Etsy, you won't have to do that because they're buying it online anyway. But when you're dropshipping on Marketplace, you want to make sure you have that right there at the top of the description box. So people see it, they go, okay, it's delivery only. So that when they message you, it's not a big surprise to them. They're going, oh, what the hell? Like, it's not gonna be, I can't go pick it up from my neighbor's house, right? They know it's delivery only. They send you the money, they get the product in the mail, everyone is happy. So put together a tight, short, succinct description and then make sure you have that at the top and you'll be sweet, good to go with a winning listing that will absolutely crush. So let's recap where we're at so far. We know how to find winning products that are proven to sell. We know how to find suppliers that are reliable. We know how to make these amazing listings that are going to convert. The last thing is, how do we generate sales? Now, eBay and Etsy, they're slightly different, but these you're going to keep listing and then you'll start to make sales. But with Marketplace, there's an extra step, and that is people are going to message you. Hey, is this available? Hey, I'd love to find out more. Now, when it comes to messaging these people and going ahead and facilitating the sale, as I said, my clients, they get all the AI tools and make this stuff so much simpler. But when you're messaging with these customers and trying to turn them into sales, here's a few things you want to keep in mind. As you start to put up new listings each and every day, we recommend 3 to 5 new products a day. It's not massively time consuming, but as you start to put these up and you stay consistent, you're going to start to get messages coming in each and every day, and oftentimes in large amounts. So when people are messaging you, your goal is to get them to buy. And the key there is to keep it simple. Say what's up. Big smiley faces, be enthusiastic, ask them if they're after 1 or 2, if they want this color or that color, very simple stuff, and then ask them what the billing address is and the email to send an invoice. Or, hey, what are you after? Boom, what's your address? And here's my BSB and account number. Flick over the money, send me a screenshot once you're done, I'll get that shipped out right away for you. The more you try to complicate it or be clever or try to come up with some sophisticated sequence to try to hard sell them on something, you're not going to get the job done. At the end of the day, you're a human and they're a human. Just find out what they want, get their address, get their payment, and send it out to them and just make sure they're all happy with it at the end. Anything more is only going to overcomplicate it and get in the way of you actually making sales. And as you continue to stay consistent, putting new products up each and every day, following that process, you're going to start to see some pretty crazy results. And we've got countless clients of ours that are going from nothing to making $100 to $300 to $500 a day just on Facebook Marketplace in as little as their first month, because all they're doing is following the stuff, staying consistent, and just putting in the work. That's the thing with this model, is we're trading all the money that we'd have to spend on advertising and Shopify and all those complicated things and just putting in a little bit of time instead. Yes, a little bit more legwork up front, but it's worth it because you're not having to front any of your own money and take on any of the risk up front. Now that's the bare bones. That's how you go out there and start dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace, and that's how countless of our clients are making money doing it. Now, before we wrap up, I want to throw just a couple of side notes out there that may be helpful for you if you're starting this journey out, you're starting to make some money, and you want to know what else you can do. Number one thing is once you've got something that's working, you can actually start to automate it. It's quite funny, I get a lot of messages, hey, listen, I want to build a business, but I want to be entirely automated from the beginning. And I laugh at them, I say, well, you can't automate something that doesn't exist, right? You have to build it first. You have to know what it is and how it works. You have to do it yourself. But once you have something that's working, you can then go ahead and automate it. And so with our clients, we do a lot of the automation from the beginning with AI. AI saves us a lot of time. And then once it's starting to make money, we then automate with just a virtual assistant. You get a virtual assistant from overseas who can do a lot of this work for you. We train them for our clients, but put simply, you just put a VA into the work you're already doing, and then boom, you go from all the work you're doing to doing barely anything at all, and just checking and making sure everything's being done correctly. That's one of the first things you can do to make more money, but also get your time back. Another thing is you can also scale across multiple different niches and different accounts. You can get multiple different Facebook accounts with you and a buddy. You can go into different niches. If you're finding home decor is crushing on your account, then go further and further and further into home decor over there. And maybe if you know the gaming space is also working well, maybe on this account, let's do gaming. And you start to build multiple accounts that are really starting to drive income for you. And the last thing is not only if you have a product that's doing well, it's really crushing and making you sales, you can take that over to eBay and Etsy, and that's something we'll talk about another day on the channel. But also, if you had a product that's doing super well, you can then turn that into a big Shopify store as well. For example, Craig, and you can find his interview on our channel, he did $180,000 in a single month of his Shopify store, but that wasn't because he started there. We found the gaming space was working super well, and he found a product for gamers that was crushing on Marketplace, and he just took all the things he learned from the way he talked to the customers, what they were buying it for, created ads, and used that on a Shopify store, and then boom, he made $180,000 in a single month with that. And so you can also treat this as a way to test products for free, generate income to then not only have products that are proven to sell, but also have all this cash that you've made, which you can then put into ads as well. Those are a bunch of ideas for you, but at the end of the day, get yourself started. give this a crack. Start with step 1, go through this video, make sure you've taken notes and give it a crack. The comment section below is open for you. I can go through and answer any questions that you have. And if you're sitting here going, this sounds great, I'd love to do it, but I kind of want to save some time. I want to get the AI tools and the softwares and the scripts and the best products, and I want to get some one-on-one help doing it. Well, then what you can do is you can click the button below in the description box to my Instagram, and you can message me the word mentor. I monitor my DMs personally. I'm in there. And so if you message me the word mentor, I know you'll come from YouTube, and I can have a chat with you and see if we can work with you one-on-one to accelerate this process, help you get the results our clients are getting, and get you where you want to go a hell of a lot faster. But regardless, I hope you had a ton of fun with this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you reach out on Instagram, I'll talk to you soon. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.